I love that. Okay, so now I'm going to type in / replace 0. And then I believe I need to do 20% 106:4, comma 80% 0. Okay, so that actually gives it to me on the wrong side, unfortunately. I don't quite remember which one I need to do this with, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna test it here. Replace 0, 20% 106:20, try 5, comma 80% 0. Please let this work. Okay, it's still, again, not the right side. But again, for the sake of demonstration, I'm not going to go into it too much. You guys can definitely test this out for yourselves. So I'm going to do the same little trick. I am going to type in / replace 0, 1. And then I am going to undo it here. And that's going to get rid of all of the floating vines. So now all you have are vines that are attached to the walls. But you're not going to have any of them attached to these two sides right now. So you notice well, there's going to be two sides that they're not going to be attached to, at least I think. So yeah, okay, so you can see like this edge wall here, this edge wall, none of the sides that face this direction have any of them, but neither do they on this maze. Interesting little factoid. So I think the next thing that I really need to do is I need to replace all of the edging here with glass. Replace 20. Now I don't need to replace all of it, but just for the sake of demonstration for the time being, I'm going to make all of it glass here. Let's do that again with these corners over here. Let's just do this because I want this whole thing to be windowed. Replace 20. Let's do that again with the side on the opposite side. Let's go ahead and let's replace these all with 20. And then let's do that one more time for this. Now, I could use the walls command, but it would take a little bit longer. So, replace 20. So there we go. So now you have this entire walled area. I mean, it's already starting to feel like the labyrinth here. You know, you can already parkour on these blocks. You kind of get a good idea as to how things work. In my opinion, I think this one's a little bit easier than the other one. So yeah, okay. So I think the next thing that I need to do is I need to seal the roof up. Wow, this is actually getting a little bit underway, a little bit faster than I thought. So let's just go ahead and let's go from corner to corner here. Now, if I wanted this whole labyrinth to be one block higher, all I would need to do is create the roof one block higher. So instead of selecting this corner block and that corner block over there, I could place this block and do it right here. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to type in /set 98, 98:1, 98:2, 98:3. And that is going to replace the entire roof. It's going to cover it all up. And we are all set here. Now, the one part of the video that I'm probably not going to cover too much, at least not as well as I did in this thing, is this bit right here. Now, there's actually a good reason why. Because these things here are even amounts. The plots are even numbers. But the spheres that generate as a result of this are odd numbers, so it requires a lot of splitting. So it's not something that I want to mess around with too much because it requires a lot of weird block placement. But what I am going to do is use an odd number sphere. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's just kind of see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. So I could approximate the center. Let me see, using this block right here, and let's see, using the center block from that plot over there. I can approximate the center being, I believe, right here. I don't know. I think this is it. So I'm going to pretend that this is our center block right here. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to, let's see, what is the jungle tree? Jungle tree is 17:3. So I'm going to type in /h sphere 17:3 space. I believe I want this to be 20 wide. So let's do this. It's going to create a 4,584 block sphere, which is lagging during its creation. Oh my god. Yeah, this thing is big. I think it's literally as big as the previous one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right about here. I think this is where I want the cutoff to be. I'm going to hit position 1. That's going to set my first position in this corner over here. And without going up or down on the y-axis, I am going to also set it over here as well. And I just got a little bit of a lag spike. Gee, I wonder why. Okay, and I'm going to set this as position 2. So actually, I could afford to go a little bit closer. /position 2. So I think that's what I want. Now I want to hit cut. I believe I need to. Oh wait, undo. I need to go way up here and do position 2. Position 2. I knew that amount of blocks seemed wrong. So, okay. I think I want to reset position 1 because I really need to know exactly where I need to cut this thing. So let me do this here. Position 1 is going to be right about here. Position 1. Cut. So that's going to cut 39,000 blocks. Crap. This might not work the way I want it to. Actually, yeah, it should. It should. It should. I just need to remember. This was 0.1, I believe. So let's do this. Yeah, that's 100,000 blocks. Oh, good God. This is going to be painful. Let's just see. Set 0. I really hope this works. I really hope this works. Yes, it did. Nice. Okay. So now I just need to hit paste, which I believe I need to do 1 block up, I think. Let's just see. Paste. Let's see here. Let's see here. Paste. I think that worked. I'm not 100% sure. Let me set the block that I was standing on. So remember I was standing on that corner. Yes, that worked absolutely perfectly. So the block didn't go directly into the ceiling. It leaves the ceiling layer, and then it pastes this entire thing, which is much, 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 much taller. Oh my God, that's craziness. Okay. What do I need to do now? I'm actually having a little bit of a difficult time remembering exactly what I need to do. Now, this is how I do this. So I'm going to type in /set1. Oh, crap. Position. Let's just try and get exact here. /position1. Now I'm going to go over to the other side here. I can't believe I made this mistake. Maybe I'll just cut it out or something. We'll see. Now I'll type in /position2. Now what I'm going to do, because now I have a completely flat area selected, I'm going to literally type in /set12. And that's going to create a sand flooring, which falls on top of all of this. And that is exactly how this was made. And you notice that this is the area where it sort of cuts off. That's because that's how high that thing is over there. Yeah, I made this much taller, so it doesn't quite work out as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that right there. I believe I still have the second area selected up here. Let me just make sure. Position 2. Why is Jaron continuously giving himself experience? And now I'm going to type in replace 12 with 17.3, I believe. Or no, not 17.3, 18.3. Replace 12, 17.3. Undo. That was a fail. Replace 12, 18.3. There we go. So now you can see there are jungle leaves on top of all of this, and a really quick cutthroat solution to getting rid of all of this here, if you're not really looking too much for aesthetics, would be to select the bottom layer just like this, and type in // replace 18.0. That gets rid of all of the leaves that are on the bottom layer, but you would have to go and manually place the rest of them in yourself that you would want there. Again, I'm not going to worry about aesthetics too much in this video because, again, that is made exactly to spec the way I wanted to, and this one is not. So you guys just kind of get an idea here as to how this is made. So I'm pretty much almost completely done. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and I could place chests. I have to do all of that manually. You can kind of see the vines here. They are well placed. I can just climb up them. The main key to this working is you need to let it grow over time. Because the vines themselves, you can kind of see there's an entire row that's grown here, but not quite here. You just kind of have to give it time and let all of the vines grow. And if you guys want to do the sort of similar thing that I did with the Labyrinth over here, let me just go ahead and let me head into the Labyrinth in order to show you guys. If you want to do this little hang on, it's right here. If you want to do this little puppy right here where you have, I'm not going to show you guys the vines because it's just a confusing process. But if you guys want to have an area like this, just punch holes in the ceiling and you'll have this type of area where you can, you know, explore around this whole thing. And I have glowstone surrounding the perimeter, so that's why this whole area is actually lit up when they're actually really well disguised. So anyways, let me just go ahead and let me do one little example of that, and you guys will know exactly why I ended up doing that too. So let's just say right here. This is an area that I wanted to punch out and wanted you guys to be able to see the inside of this area. The reason why this area exists in the Labyrinth is so that you can easily navigate the maze without actually knowing anything about the maze, because it's not really a maze. It's a chest finding adventure, and as soon as you find all of the items that you want within the Labyrinth, you want to be able to head right back to the entrance. So you can kind of do that here, and then you can head right back into the entrance. So, wow, that's pretty much it. I know this is a very rushed, very cutthroat sort of explanation as to how all of this works. Oh, and if you want vines on the outside, manually place them. That's exactly what I did. I didn't really do any sort of special equation to do this. You could, I guess you could technically place blocks on the outside here, and you could do, you could set vines and all that. I just found it quicker to just sort of run around the perimeter, place vines along the top row, and let them fall down. That's kind of how I ended up doing it. Oh, another thing I should probably show you guys is how you create the crazy signs. This will be the very last thing that I show you guys before I go ending off this video here. So let me go ahead and let me create a ceiling here. Now, if you want to do the crazy signs, I think this might be a server plugin, so don't quote me on this, and I don't think this will work in single player, but you would need the plugin that would allow for this. You want to type in the and symbol, then the letter K, and then I think I just typed in like a whole bunch of equal signs. And then you can just, if you want to do colors and stuff like that, you can type in /and4 or something, which I believe is red. The Labyrinth. Why did I use a capital R? Version 2. There you go. So you can see now you get the crazy little letters, you get the red text, and you get the version 2. Now I could clean all of this up. This would take me like a good another hour or so to perfect the whole area. But this gives you a really cutthroat idea as to exactly how all of this works and how, a really good look into world edit. Especially some of the mistakes that you can end up making along the way. And if I wanted to as well, I suppose I could probably, hang on, let me do this here. I'm a little bit like curious now. Let me do this here. Let me make the area that I'm going to be standing on at about this level. Let me do this here, just for shits and giggles, because I'm going to type in /position1. I'm basically going to cut off this top area that has all the leaves and wood, and I'm going to place it down on the ground. Okay, so let me do /position2. So now I have the whole thing selected. I'm going to cut it from the place I was standing at right here. Let me go right here. Let me do this here. There we go. Actually, I don't think I needed to place that block. So let me cut this entire thing right here. I need to be very careful. There we go. /cut. So that cuts the entire top row off here. And I believe I can make position 1 right here. Yeah, that should be about good. And then I can type in /set0. Yep, that works. Okay, well, it kind of worked. Oh well. Let's just do this here. Set on the ground. Paste. There we go. So let's take a look, see how the ground is going to deal with this. Yeah, so you can see wood is not actually penetrating the surface, so I don't need to worry about that at all. Let me go and let me get my leaves here, place it back down. And there we go. So now if I want to... Okay, so it looks like the air blocks that were in the selection as well got rid of this little bit that was right there. Or that might have been a ghost. I'm not really too sure. But anyways, so now I think this one's actually a little bit smaller than that one over there. We went from super big to super small. That's what she said. I know I'm going crazy at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end off this video here, guys. The whole point of this video is just to kind of give you a how-to as to exactly the thought process of me building the Labyrinth. But that's pretty much going to do it. Again, if you wanted to place chests down, just go into random areas that feel good. I tended to place them down in areas that had like little tidy cubby holes, I guess you could say. Maybe an area like this if it had glass or something. Like I tried to place it in more hidden areas. And I know the air to stone ratio in this area just by flying around in here is much more off. There's much less stone in here than there is air in comparison to the other place. So just take that with a grain of salt. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have learned a thing or two, and if not, I hope you found this informative nonetheless. But anyways, my name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.